Alright, today I thought I'd check out the new update for Streets of Rage 2X. Kratos, the author, has added a lot of things to this, and I just haven't really had time to check. So, let me just change my controls here. Got my 8-bit Do controller in a couple days ago. I haven't really had time to use it, so I figured, let's get things going today. Pretty sad when OpenBOR, like a 15-year-old engine, has better controller support than AAA games. This will work with basically any controller as long as you can get it to connect to your computer. You can't really say that much for a lot of other games right now. So anyway, there's a couple new things he added. He added the canceling system, which is basically you can go from normal attack to blitz to special. Or super. So adds a lot of nice combo possibilities. However, it doesn't seem like you can do it from just a blitz, which I do feel feels a little off, but I'm sure he will fix that in time. Now, what's nice here is you can also change the way that special cost works. You can make it by time, or you can make it by hits like Streets of Rage 4. You can also turn off all the point items. So if you want to just plow through the game, one thing about this game is every time he updates it, you have to either carry over your save or unlock everything again. So it is nice to have this, just have a, your typical beat 'em up street buffet, lots of apples and chickens on the ground. If you want to do that, you can. Also, there's some other cool stuff too. There's charge attack, back attack. Usually back attack is pretty good to have, just like Streets of Rage 4, actually. You can also add a partner, too, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's show the cancel system really quick. Streets of Rage 3 route for this is just as dragged out as the original game. So, if you want to have fun playing this game, I recommend just playing it like this. So you can do stuff like this. That's kind of very similar to how Streets of Rage 4 Axel works. You can also do things like this as well, just like... Enemies actually have a lot less health than they used to, so combos not as useful as it would be on the older versions, but the pacing is a lot better. Enemies had a lot of health before. Another thing he added is he made the counter is a lot easier to use. The window for it is a lot larger. Before, the window was a little bit too small. A little bit after, so you have a lot of time to do that. I was actually doing it on Jet last night. I was surprised at how well. If you haven't seen this version of the game, it actually has juggling as well. So if you look at my health bar, it's looking pretty similar to Streets of Rage 4 right now. Do the Super Joy and then do a couple combos here without using it, and then get your health back. when your character has that silhouette, that means that you're using the cancel system. Sorry, I'm kind of breaking in my controller. The 8-bit though SN30 Plus is Pro Plus, it's a good controller overall, but there's a build quality problem with the plastic connectors that connect to the buttons on the inside. They wear out way too quickly. Also, when you first get the controller, the D-pad is going to be really weird. And I just started using it like 10 minutes before I started using it. So playing a 2D game like this is a little bit harder than intended. There's a super. I actually got a warranty for this one, so next time this one works on me, unless I manage to get some model that I don't know about that actually use the connectors on the inside, so I can just get another one for free, which is going to be really nice. Basically just Streets of Rage 2 with the option to play. On the Streets of Rage 3 route, there also are places that he added from the original game, like on level 3, when you're in the arcade, you can go to the Streets of Rage 3 route, or you can go to the pirate ship. So, that's actually pretty cool. However, the Streets of Rage 3 route is a lot longer, kind of just like Streets of Rage 2 compared to 3. A lot of people are pretty divisive towards Streets of Rage 3 because it has much worse pacing than this game, despite having much faster gameplay. He's supposed to be adding Streets of Rage 1 at some point, so this will basically be kind of like Streets of Rage Remake, but it has more advanced mechanics. That you have dodging. One of the things I still don't like is if you run, you have a lot more momentum when you dodge, but if you don't have any running momentum, then you have a lot less range. And also guard cancel too. So, to counter, you hold the block, which you can see is a new frame of animation, and then you push the energy button. The energy button is used for stars in the left-hand corner. It's pretty standard fighting game super meter stuff, just use your attacks and you'll get more bar. You need all three of them to do your super, but you can also do this, which is kind of like a play special. That only takes one bar. What's nice is if you want to play this more authentic, don't like fun, you can turn off pretty much every mechanic. You want to turn off juggling, you want to turn off the cancel system, dodging, pretty much all that can be enabled or disabled that you could. This was something I suggested to the Streets of Rage 4 developers on their Discord a while ago. Maybe, if you want to add running and dashing and stuff and dodging to appease everybody, maybe you could make it like a toggleable option so that you can play whoever they want. And the player's freedom does not have to be complicated. Maybe that's coming in the DLC, who knows? I don't know anything about the DLC other than that it exists, which is pretty obvious. They announced it on their Twitter months ago. Axel does not really have a way to juggle off regular attacks. What you generally have to do with him is knock him down, and then do his knee. That will give you enough altitude to really combo after. This game is very satisfying to play. Streets of Rage Remake is definitely acquired taste. I heard they made that game a lot harder. But the mechanics, I wouldn't call them anti-games. There's nothing really wrong with Streets of Rage mechanics. It's just, if you're looking for something a little bit more like Streets of Rage 4, where there's more of a combo system, more freedom overall, I definitely recommend this version of the game. Has come a long way. It's very unbalanced, and the pacing wasn't the best before, but now it actually feels really solid. See if I can get some counters on everyone's favorite obnoxious enemy, Jet. The counter was a little bit too hard to use before. You had to do it with like it was frame perfect timing. But now it's a little bit more balanced. You needed like perfect timing to do that. It wasn't very practical to use. It's one of those things that was really cool on paper, but unfortunately didn't work very well. Nice. So before I go, I thought I'd show how differently the characters play due to the juggle system and the new cancel system that he added. The characters actually do play considerably more different than they do in the original game. So let's go ahead and back out here. I've been doing so much testing, I haven't actually finished this version of the game yet. So, Shiva and Zan are playable. I think you have to beat the game to unlock them. Last time I really finished this game was back in the old version. Probably get to that today. I kind of took the day off today, didn't really do a lot of channel-related stuff, mostly just chilled out. So everyone also has an air special too. That's definitely what sets us apart from other Streets of Rage, remake type things. So, you know, with him, the cancel system doesn't do much. It already puts him in the ground anyway. He was always able to for other characters, it can make a pretty huge difference. Axel, for one. Okay, let's check out one of these and then I'll sign off for today. Blaze is kind of similar because her show souls on puts her up in the air. You actually can cancel it with the show, but you have to do it like instantly. But Blaze is definitely more of an aerial-focused character in this game. She can do stuff like this. You can do it like that. The reason he gave them a lot less health is because this game is designed to be played with... You can turn off the mechanics at any time. So, you know, in Streets of Rage 4, the enemies actually don't have that much health, but the bosses do, and that's because, unlike a lot of other action games, they don't actually try to prevent you from styling on them. So, it kind of reinforces learning the combo system in that game. If you just do a couple jabs at the blitz, they have way too much health, but if you actually use all the resources at your disposal, then they go down pretty quickly. You can easily take off half of them if you've optimized the combo system. But here, you know, you can turn off pretty much everything and just make this Streets of Rage 2 with just running and dodging, have the dribbling on and no dodging, or pretty much however you want to play it. So the combo system does seem a little bit pointless right now. It actually does a little bit similar to Streets of Rage 4, where you're mostly going to be using it on the bosses. Like I said, he's trying to accommodate everybody. There definitely are a lot of Streets of Rage 2 old men that don't like the combo system in 4. I think this game would probably be more for them overall, because you can have all the other enhancements and keep the combo system the way it normally was. I grew up with this game too, but you know me, I like beat-em-ups to move forward in time and not move backwards. That's kind of one of the problems for me with a lot of beat-em-ups that come out these days. They're just kind of attacking each other, which isn't bad in its own right. It's just, I definitely would like a little more. You know, beat-em-ups have been around for like 35 years now, almost. It'd be nice to get some technical advancement. However, there's really only been a few games like this in Streets of Rage 4 that have actually tried to reinvent the envelope and add things that we desperately needed, like, you know, Streets of Rage 4, the pick-up and stuff. Try to go back and play things like Alien vs. Predator, where it just becomes a Sarah cleanup detail at the end. With, like, hundreds of guns on the ground, you can't even attack anymore. Definitely very open to beat-em-ups, trying new things. I don't mean gimmicks, I mean like actual mechanical advancements. I think that's what this game does really well. Along with giving you the freedom to turn it off as you see fit, which is really cool too, of course. I wouldn't call Streets of Rage Remake anti-Dax. spend that much time with that game, but it's very much trying to be the same thing we've had for a long time, and everybody wants it. I definitely don't. I have a little more variety and depth. See if I can get a combo on Marvin before I sign off. One thing this game has that I don't like is it does have a juggle limit system. You're limited by how many hits you can do. So it doesn't feel as good as Streets of Rage 4's combo system, where the limit is basically how many times you can inflict a different state on the enemy. In that game, you're limited by the ground bounces, the wall bounces, and the OTGs. So you have to try to find the best combo you can within those built-in limitations, but in this game it's pretty much just however many hits you do. There are no OTGs in this game as it is. He said that he did not want to add those, so I guess that's why, but definitely the juggling system can be a little bit flawed when you play as a character like Blaze, who does a lot more hits in the air than the other characters, so you can run out of juggle points pretty quickly. But Ninja Gaiden, not Ninja Gaiden, but Ninja Warriors once again was pretty much the same way. That game had a very limited juggle point system, so it wasn't really that much different. It's just you had to find the best combos you could within those limitations, but it's not as deep as Streets of Rage 4. So like I said, you can turn pretty much all this stuff off. You can turn off the rage attack, the counters, the juggles. You can turn off super armor. Super armor is for the enemies. A lot of people thought that was pretty divisive in Streets of Rage 4, so if you want to turn that off the bosses and make it more like an old school beat 'em up where you hit them and there's no random factor or anything, then you can turn that off too. You can change the special cost. You can change the canceling system too, so if you want to make it like the old games you can, or you can have this new pretty fancy system. Wall bouncing is not terribly useful. The reason for that is this game does not have the mechanic that Streets of Rage 4 and Streets of Fury EX have, where every time you get into a new encounter with enemies, the game creates another wall, kind of similarly to how it works in fighting games. You do not have that here, so the wall bouncing, unfortunately, is not as interesting. I think you could probably do more with the combo system if it was, but OpenBOR is a pretty antiquated engine. I don't think it's actually been updated in ages. I don't even know if that's something that's possible. A lot of these more modern mechanic style beat 'em ups that have come out on OpenBOR, a lot of them are doing really crazy trickery to even have this kind of deep stuff in there. I know that things like that had to be done with the Final Fight LNS Ultimate, which is actually getting an update soon, by the way. So you definitely have to temper your expectations, but this is pretty awesome. I feel like if you want to play Streets of Rage 2 with more modernized mechanics, even things that 4 is missing, like universal defensive options and mobility options, then I can't recommend this enough. Also, unlike Final Fight LNS Ultimate, this actually will run on the Vita. So if you have a Vita laying around, I mean, there's no more games coming out for that thing. If you want to jailbreak it for homebrew, I definitely recommend it. I do play this quite a bit on my Vita. Also, the Ultimate Double Dragon game does work on Vita as well. So my Vita, my jailbroken Vita has become an emulation and beat 'em up machine. Most OpenBR games will work on it. However, really big ones like LNS Ultimate won't work because the Vita cannot load it into its memory. I do not have a jailbroken Switch, but I assume you could run it on there. Don't quote me on that. If someone wants to test that, I would be uh, glad to know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. I'll probably do some full runs of this later. Kind of chilling out the next few days because I've got a lot of projects coming up. If I can get this done before Virgil drops, then yeah, I'll try to do that as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.